Ever witness a crime? Think twice before you run to report it. As Mr. Reese finds out the shocking consequences of his testimony in the interrogation.
The recorded audio you are about to hear is from the interrogation of the crime surrounding the Colorado area that took place late July of 2006.
We appreciate you coming down to the station to give us your testimony, Mr. Reese. We will be recording this, so please make sure you speak clearly into the mic. I'm Detective Munson, and I just wanted to go over some of the details involving the incident that took place last weekend that resulted in the death of your friends. My condolences. Unfortunately, we may have to go over some tough details if you're okay and ready for that.
Yes, of course. Anything I can do to help.
Just lean into the mic a little bit.
Yes, sir. Of course, anything I can do to help.
Now, you were with the victims at the time of the incident. We briefly spoke then regarding the murder weapon you had pointed out.
Yes, sir. That rock.
Can you begin by just describing to me what happened that day?
Sure. It all started when Adrian and I decided to go hunting for the weekend. He told me Lulu had to come, that it was their anniversary, and it would be the only way he could convince her to let him go.
Was that something you three typically did?
Well, she had been with us a few times prior, but I didn't invite her specifically.
I see. Adrian and Lulu weren't getting along.
They hadn't been. He told me that Lulu was starting to get clingy, and he was thinking of cutting things off with her. When he told me she was coming, I was actually more shocked than anything.
Okay, so what happened next?
Well, when we got to camp, I started gathering wood for the...
Speak up just a little bit, Mr. Reese.
When we got to camp, I started gathering wood for the fire. It was freezing. Everyone wore mittens over their gloves. We layered our pants and shirts too. I think it may have been the cold that got them going, got them agitated with each other. I wasn't in any rush to return to them.
You're referring to Adrian and Lulu?
Yes, sir. I heard them fighting near the bluff. Adrian started to get pretty aggressive with her. I'd never seen him like that before. He threw her to the ground and was saying things to her that I couldn't hear.
And what did you do at that time?
Well, I mean, it's really none of my business. I figured he was going to cool down. Maybe, he just needed to show her whose boss is all. I don't know. But when he went for the rock, I knew he was planning something bad. And before I could rush out from the woods, he started... He...
Go ahead, Mr. Reese. We need to know what happened.
He killed her. He beat her face in with the rock. It was awful. She let out a scream. I'll never forget it. I ran out from the bushes and confronted Adrian. I tried to stop him, I swear, but I was too late. I just kept asking him, what did you do? What did you do? But he just told me that he had to do it. And then he jumped off the bluff.
Why do you think he would do that?
I don't know. I keep asking myself that. Maybe because I watched him kill Lulu? Either he couldn't live with what he just done, or maybe he couldn't live with knowing I knew the truth.
What did you do next?
Well, I ran over to the edge and looked over. His body wasn't moving. I kept yelling for him, but he just laid there. It felt like hours passed before I called the police, but it was probably just minutes. I'm pretty sure I was in shock. When you all got there, that's when I pointed out the rock to you, the one he had used to kill Lulu.
And this rock, you sure he used it?
Yeah. There was blood and hair all over that rock.
Nobody else there with you three?
No, sir. It was just us.
Mr. Reese, a part of our meeting today is in regards to the murder weapon used. We found something very interesting on this rock you pointed out to us.
Okay. What?
We found Adrian's fingerprints on the rock.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm confused. That's a good thing, right?
Sir, we found Adrian's fingerprints on the rock.
Right. I figured since he was holding it as he killed Lulo that there would be his fingerprints on it. Yes, sir.
Stephen Reese, you're under arrest for the murder of Lulu Gonzalez and Adrian Carmike.
What?
You have the right to remain silent.
What?
Anything you say will be used against you in the court
No,
of
I
law.
didn't do this.
You have the right to
I
an
didn't do this.
attorney.
Get off me.
If you cannot
Get off
afford
me.
an
Get off
attorney,
me.
you will be appointed one.
Detective Munson, why was he arrested?
Fingerprints, officer. Fingerprints. Adrian was found at the bottom of that bluff wearing gloves, which means Mr. Reese put Adrian's fingerprints on that rock after he killed both of them.
And that was the interrogation. What'd you think?
Yeah, that one was really actually cool. I love the setting. In like you could feel, you know what, where I pictured this